Hello everyone. In the last two classes we discussed about language and its importance and syllabus of English for intermediate class 11, and further we said in the last class that we will discuss some we will start our main course basically from the next class. So today from this class we will start parts of speech, and if you remember that while I was discussing about the syllabus, the whole portion of the class 11 English language syllabus was divided into two parts: literature and grammar skill. You can also say grammar skill and communication. So basically one part we have literature, another part we have language or grammar skill. So further we learned in the last class that in the grammar section we have different for example, certain questions are asked on the basis of vocabulary, and certain questions are asked on the basis of sound system or communication system, or some grammar portions are there which I called syntax portion. All right. So in this class we will discuss about parts of speech. So first of all you learn that how words have been formed, right? When vowels and consonants combine together, words formed. All right. For example, if I say apple, okay, so the apple is a word and it consists of several letters. These are 5 to 6 or 5 letters basically here are. So this apple word is consist of letters, but this is not enough to say that a group of letters is called word. Okay, how can we define word? If you remember, and if I have defined in the last class, we say that a group of letters with meaning, or with a group of letters which gives complete sense or some meaning. All right. So we say we have one word apple and it is giving us complete meaning. For example, if I write in this way, does it give any meaning? You would say no, sir. So that is why it's not only enough to say that it's a group of letters. At the same time, you have to say that it should carry some meaning. So that's the reason we say the group of letters with meaning. So we have finished words. Words came from the combination of vowels and consonants, right? Here we have vowels A and E, and in the middle we have 3 consonants. Now, question is that what happens when words combine together? What happens when words combine together? Okay, so when words combine together, or when we say a group of words come together, okay, when we have group of words, then what happens? What are the possible terms that can be generated, that can be produced? So from here we learn 3 things. Number 1, we say phrase. Number 2, clause, and number 3, we have sentence. Number 1 is phrase, number 2 is clause, and number 3 we have sentence. You must be thinking that you told me, sir, we will discuss about parts of speech, and you are discussing about this phrase and clause and sentence. So before going to parts of speech, this is important to learn that what is phrase, what is clause, and what is sentence. At least not in the depth of phrase and clause, but we have to learn some types of sentence which will help us while when we will go to study about narration and voices. So at that time we will having need of these kind of these topics, basically clause and sentence, right? Because if you know the concept of narration and voices, we have to go first assertive sentence, how and what are the structures of conversion from direct to indirect speech, and from voices, active and passive voices. So basically we have to know about assertive sentence. We have to know basically types of sentence ultimately. Unless or until you don't you know about the types of sentences, it will be difficult to conversion. It will be difficult in transformation of sentences. we have degree of sentences, we have changes of sentences in narration, in voices. So that's the reason I'm telling you this one, phrase, clause and so, because this is essential part before going to the parts of speech, right? So we said that when vowels and consonants came together, then words formed. Then again words, several words combined together, they form three things: phrase, clause and sentence. So how can we define phrase, clause and sentence? We say a group of words, with some meaning, with some meaning. All right. Clause, this is also a group of words, with or without complete meaning, with or without complete meaning. So when we talk about clause, it is possible that clause may carry complete thought or complete meaning and sometimes incomplete meaning. Okay. Sentence is basically a group of words, with complete meaning, with complete meaning. So this is the basic difference. One more difference we have, for example, for phrase we say we do not find any finite verb. In phrase we do not find any finite verb. In clause we find one subject and one finite verb, and for sentence we want or we find at least one finite verb, at least one finite verb. All right. So this is important, that when you ask, because sometimes the definition of clause and phrase matches. For example, a group of words without complete meaning, sometimes with and sometimes without, and here with some meaning. Some meaning means also incomplete meaning. Some meaning is not referring to complete meaning. So incomplete meaning here also, incomplete meaning also. So what is the then difference? I mean, at that time how will we differentiate between phrase and clause? So in that case we say phrase has not finite verb, phrase has not any finite verb, and clause has one subject and one finite verb. Sentence has at least one finite verb. It may have more than one finite verb, but at least one finite verb we see in a sentence. So this is the basic things. Okay. Now you will tell me, give me some examples. Let me tell you that soon I will make some videos. On phrase, clause and sentences in detail way. Okay, a detailed video I will make on phrase and clause, and that will help you. Okay, but in this class we will not go into that much detail. For example, we have, first of all I give you some example for each of one. Number one, we have phrase. Okay, so we say, I am giving you one sentence and then I will tell you that how phrases can be underlined or phrases can be picked out. So if I say the boy in red coat is my friend. If I say the boy in red coat is my friend, so here we can underline the boy in red coat, the boy in red coat. So this is what we call a phrase. In red coat, we do not have any finite verb, we do not have any subject, and this is a group of letters. All right, so this is what we can give example for phrase. Number two, we have clause, a group of words with or without complete meaning. So we can make in the same way, but we'll differentiate a little bit. The boy who is wearing a red coat is my friend. So now if I underline who is wearing a red coat, who is wearing a red coat. Now the meaning is ultimately same, but what is the difference? The difference is of finite verb and subject. Here we have subject, here we have finite verb. So if you remember the important point that phrase does not have any finite verb and clause has one subject and at least one finite verb, at least one finite verb basically, not at least. So in this underlined group of words, you can say we have finite verb and we have also a subject. So third we have sentence. Sentence means complete meaning. So from here to the last we can say this is a sentence in which there is possibilities of one or more finite verb, one or more subjects. Okay, so basically sentence, we all are aware of the sentence that it gives complete meaning, it is complete in itself, right? It we start any sentence with capital letter and we give full stop, other marks of punctuation would be there. So this is the basic things, and after that we will go on particular on parts of speech, right? So I would like to recall, first of all we learned about words. Words a group of letters with basically a group of letters with meaning, right? It must give some meaning, and I gave you example apple, and this is how we interchange the letters, places of letters I have changed, and this is not giving any sense, so we cannot say this is a word. Further we discuss about phrase, clause and sentence. What is the meaning of phrase? Group of words with some meaning or incomplete meaning. Clause may or may not have complete sense. Sentence, it is complete in itself, and the basic difference here, how to differentiate sometimes. So does not have finite verb, one subject and one finite verb will be there, at least one finite will be in the sentence, right? Okay, so I'm erasing this one, and after that we'll go to the parts of speech. So now after discussing phrase, clause and sentences, what I told you that in these three things sentence is very important. How? Because it will help us in our further concept, for example in narration and voices, which I already told you. So before going to parts of speech, it is also important to know, right? So sentence we define sentence, a group of words gives complete meaning in this way. But how many types of sentences are there? Okay, because on the basis of types we go for transformation for structure of sentences when we talk about narration and voice and other things. So how many types of sentences are there? Have you heard about assertive sentence? It can also be called statement. It can also be called declarative sentence. Declarative sentence. Number 2, we have interrogative sentence. Then we have imperative sentence. Then we have exclamatory sentence. Then we have exclamatory sentence. Number 1, we have assertive or statement or declarative sentence. In the other hand, we have interrogative sentence. Next we have imperative sentence, and finally we have exclamatory sentence. So this is the basic classification of sentence, and how many types of sentence. Basically some intelligent student would say here that sir, we have also optative sentence. So let me tell you, nowadays optative sentences are considered under exclamatory sentence. Optative sentences are for when we wish for somebody, right? May God bless you in this way. So first of all, we have assertive sentence or statement sentence or declarative sentence. It can be known by either of these, assertive, statement and declarative name. So what is the meaning of statement sentence? When we make a statement, how can we make a statement? Let's say any simple word. Okay, let's say Ram is doing his homework. Ram is doing his homework. I'm sorry if you cannot see this one. I wrote this one in a small. The sentence I wrote in a small size. Ram is doing his homework. Okay, I hope you can able to see. So Ram is doing his homework, and let me tell you one thing. If you watching this video and if you find the speech is a little slow, so you can make in the setting we have to increase the speed of speech and the video. So basically you can increase the speed of the video in 2x or 1.5x. Now Ram is doing his homework.